Alright y'all, we're going to be cutting in drains right now. So I'm going to show y'all how I do it. And this is kind of, it's not very complicated. We just figure out what we want to do. Pretty simple. I'm just going to go 32. 32. And I'm gonna hook in here. 26. Easy peasy. Oh, dude, exactly. That's when you know you're good right there. Hey! Jared! Drains are about 7 foot apart. And now we drill. It's a 3-inch bit. Always check your size with your fitting first. So it goes inside it, which is, you want that or you want it to barely go over those threads. 2 7/8 will work, but it's just too tight. And I want a little bit of silicone to get in there and create a seal. Jeez, feisty, huh? Supposed to wear a mask, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like the smell of fiberglass being cut. Maybe I'm a junkie, I don't know. Also, depending on the shell, you want to make sure there's no ribs behind, because on some of these shells, they got 5-inch ribs that are like supporting it, coming straight down. But because of the way this thing is built, stepped up, they don't need them. So we're good. We already checked, obviously. So, drill away. Lovely. Ouch. Ow! Oh, a little too tight there, buddy. What he's doing is, you look on some of my previous videos, he's grinding the outside, so he's flattening it. So if y'all have seen some of my previous videos, you'll know that what he's doing is flattening the back of it, just with a 80 grit grinder wheel, you know, smoothing that fiberglass over, so when we put the fitting on it, it seals up a lot better. And that's what we want. We want a good seal on it. Put a little bead of silicone all the way around it. Nice bead.
Right, glue it and stick them in.
Glue and sticker.
Both of them, and then
Pop it in. You want that silicone coming out all the way around it. Where's my other one? Oh. It's over there. See, all the way around it. Nice. So when he's done, he's got 2 wrenches out there. He's gonna tighten them up real good. And then I'm gonna clean off the silicone. I like using paint thinner, but Jared doesn't, so whatever. He thinks it cleans it right. I don't think it cleans it right. So I get the odorless mineral spirits. Not a sponsor. And then we wipe it down, clean it up. You good? Well, it's tight, so. Yeah. You what? We need gloves for. Don't break it, Jared. You sound an awful lot like you're cranking hard anyway from here. So the reason I say, you know, don't break it is because these are plastic threads, you know. I mean, you tighten them enough, they can snap, and then they'll just strip it out basically. So you just want to tighten them up, almost hand tighten as they say, but like obviously tighter. You know, but at the end of the day, it needs to be pretty snug to where you can't, you know, without, I'd say you tighten it to where you're just not cranking on it, you know, if that makes any sense.
Hold it.
Okay, hold on. Just hold it initially to get them to thread it on. There we go. I'm gonna clean it up. That's pretty much it. That's cleaned up right there. Done deal. And then we'll plumb it up. Glue gets in here a lot of times when you're doing these fittings. So we'll wait until the glue, till we get these plumbed up, and then I'll come in and we're going to pressure test it and put the rubber caps in. So I'll leave them there for now. And we're done there. You might say it's a waste of silicone, but you know, silicone is $6 a tube. Now it's like $9 a tube. And I can just tell you, $9 is a whole lot cheaper than $500, $600, $700, $1,000 to fix a leak, if it's that cheap, you know. So I don't really care about the $9 tube of silicone. It's like there's an old saying about something like that. It's just like you're gonna save a penny over the chance of, you know, spending
Put the plugs in later.
thousands of dollars in preventative maintenance that you shouldn't have had to. Huh? Yeah, I know about the plugs, Jared.
So you put them in later after I glue it.
Yeah, I know. So it's that preventative maintenance, as we call it. It's just always the extra mile on some things like that. Ouch, freak, that's electrical. That's electrocuted. And that way, it's something you can rest in peace and know, hey, we did it thoroughly and it's done well. We don't have to worry about it. That's the idea. That's what you want. So both of them are knocked out. And then the skimmer is gonna go over there. That is actually intended for the skimmer. Like it's literally made for it. So it kind of sucks, but we're putting an auto cover in. And you know, ideally the auto cover could go over there. You know it? Since the steps are here. Hey Jared, why don't we put the auto cover on the other side?
This is the shallow end. They don't really go in the deep end. See what we're hanging out at?
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. I don't know, it's kind of tough, you know, because it's like, they need to put it there, dude. Like, why would you put it there? And people do. They put the skimmer there, and then they make the auto cover like 3 foot back with this slab, and they stop the cover, and it looks stupid. And it's a waste of space. Marker. Anyway, that's it for that. So the skimmer goes there, and then our returns will go there and push the water this way. And then between that and getting all these edges filled in here and backfill, and then getting these drains plumbed up, we'll be ready for water. Alrighty, he's done. See, here's the glue I was talking about. Just pools in there a lot of times. Oh shoot! I hate this colored stuff, man. All right, well it gets covered up either way, so we're good. Still don't want it to happen. This looks like crap. You know, well, there's a big old deal going on here. Big old cover, drain cover. You know. Alright, let's see if we can do this one successfully. Probably not. That's my guess. Dude, this thing's like eating the PVC, man. Like legit. Shove it in there real good and tighten it up. Done. Put the caps on later, actually, when the pool's full. Someone's gonna dive in here and put these in. You know, he's leveling the fitting right there. Level, same distance apart. I mean, you see the T, you construct it up. This is per code for suction, consistency suction. So tie it up, and then we'll stem that T all the way up and then go into the equipment. All right, y'all, here's the play. We got 7 foot. We split the difference between that, which is center actually. So we went center, and then we went 7 foot, and then 7 foot. So we're gonna go with that. Any other custom lighting with steps and whatever else, kind of up to the homeowner, but they didn't specify. So that's what we're gonna do, put in the 3 and call it a day. And then of course the returns, that's it.
Have to have a couple feet of dirt in there.
Yeah, all right guys. So got the returns, lights. These are the ones from the store, same thing, but just they're white, but it doesn't matter. Those are the lights, and these are the returns with the eyeballs, and these are your seals. And then you can do with those is throw them away, because you don't need them. So pretty much you just like what we do everywhere else is you want to double check, but it's a 2 3/8 bit that drills this hole. So like I did with the drains, you just want to double check, make sure it fits. It's kind of like a safety, because like once you drill that hole, it's pretty much over. There's no, you got a whole company has to come out and refix it, and it's pretty much a disaster. So double check. So we're gonna lay all these out, get our bit, and drill them. First hand look, everybody. So it's pretty flat. I just checked with my fitting, and then it's a little rough, but it's pretty dang smooth, and the silicone will fill in any tiny holes. I'm gonna do that to all of them, and we're done. Clean it just like we normally do. Silicone it. Generous bead of silicone. Stick it in. Make sure it all oozes out on each side. We come over here, put a nice good bead in there and get it all inside. Okay. Then, sorry, it's rough in here. I got crooked angles and everything else. Just have to bear with me, boys, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure it's clean. A little bead of silicone on here. Hold it, screw it on. If I can screw it on. I mean, honestly, basically hand tight is good, but some people don't share my ideas. Just hold it in there, just like that. I mean, that's it. See, it wasn't even barely half a turn by the time I got tightening it. But basically, this bar, it's just like a flat bar, and it fits right in those notches inside there, and it holds it. It's just one of those builder tricks that, you know, somebody came up with, and we learned it from the next guy, and it sticks. So I'm gonna go ahead and do all of them, and then we'll go on to the skimmer. And that's, I mean, that's it. So it's done. Also, I want to put some more silicone here just to lock it in a little bit more and just kind of bond that thing. Like I said, it's $9 a tube. This is a $200,000 pool job, plus, you know, that's not going to kill nothing. So, done deal.
Still need to cover it because we're going to push all the way in there.
Yeah.
Five easy steps so you too can be a plumber.
Yeah. All right, y'all. He's just wrapping up these returns. It's pretty simple. We're doing 1.5 inches in. You glue it a lot because these fittings don't fit as tight as I'd like them to, but this is the best way to do it, is gluing them in all the way. There's like it's really long. See if I can, you know, it's really long in there, and it'll butt that piece right there. So it goes in there quite a bit, which helps with overall pressure and whatnot. So we stick it out at least, you know, 15 inches to 2 foot for pressure, so the water hits and goes out the same. That way we only run one pipe, you know, and just takes the plumbing skill, making sure everything's put together well, and it's not too complicated. You know, anybody can do it. Right, Jesus? Anyway, we're using, you know, sweep 90s pressure fittings. Everything's pressure fittings, 2-inch, and then we'll run this one, you know, all the way to the equipment slab, and then that's done, and then I'll show you the return and the drains. I just made these fittings up for the lights. It's a 3/4 conduit with a 3/4 to 1.5 inch reducer, 3/4 coupling, and then same thing. These are the same fittings as the other ones, and we'll just run an 1.5 inch pipe and then run them out. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. All right, pretty simple, y'all. We'll just clean it out. Got some rocks in there. Now these are the lights. They don't need to be as clean, which, whatever that means. Okay. Because, you know, it's not like everything else, right, where it's pressure. But, you know, we want to treat it as if water gets in it, because water will get in it. These lights, they say they're waterproof, but I've had them a lot of them, you know, leak water. It doesn't really kill your pool, to be honest, but it's just one more step to just ensure that you have a great product as best as it can be, because quite honestly, it's as good as it can get. You want to make sure that's in there real good and hold it and let it set up. And I'm just going to prep this one for the next one. Boom. That's it. Hey James, wipe off the some glue drained on the fittings. Wipe it off on the, you know, on the outside. It doesn't kill the threads, but you know, I just want to make it clean. You know what I mean? All right, that's those fittings. Those are for the lights. Those are done. It's completed. Now we just got to run conduit. So, part of running conduit is you want to make sure that you're running in the same direction. And the reason is, when you fish your lines, it's a lot easier. So, as you're fishing through the line, and your line through here, you put this in this one, it's gonna go straight through, no problem. Versus if you are fishing this way, it's gonna wanna hook on here. Now you can do it, it's not like it's impossible, but it just makes it a little easier. So we want to fish from the equipment slab to the lights. So we're already set up because our bell fitting is on the end, and all we gotta do is connect them all the way up. So just keep that in mind when you're running conduit. Makes your life a little easier. Gonna lay out all of our conduit. You know, one practice that you want to be aware of when you're running your lines is that you don't want to be shoving them. If anything, drag them and keep them up, because you'll get rocks in there, and then when you go to pull the line, you can just completely wreck your day. Let me tell you. Remember Jesus, the rock? That was in that one line. I used a string line instead of a vinyl line, which does not. It doesn't like it stretch. String line is really flexible, and so I ran a string line with a vacuum, and it bunched up and it locked up. And so, you know, I called Jesus, yelling at him, telling him he's an idiot because he left a rock in it. Well, it turned out we had to cut it out and you know, patch it up. And there's this big old wad of string line. Actually, I think I got a video of it. If I do, I'll post it. But it was funny. Send a little message to Jesus. Got anything to say to him?
Never listens. Never listen.
Never listen, man.
I told him, don't get rocks in the pipe.
Told him not to get rocks. Which is also a good reason why you do all this wires. You're running all your lines and everything before concrete's in. Because if it's not, and it doesn't freaking go, you got a big problem. And you also got to do it before you fill it up anyway because of the fitting. So either way, you have to. Unless some people fill up the pool, put braces in, or they'll stop it, but I'm not doing that. We don't do that crap.
Was I supposed to be filming all this?
All right, here's the drain. This is pretty easy. I already showed you guys what it looked like before, so now we're just continuing it up. And here we go. Easy peasy. And we can get this thing backfilled and ready to go. All right, drain. This is pretty easy. You can pick one or the other. We pick the closest one normally, but it doesn't really matter that much. And then, you know, he just had to MacGyver. This isn't really like, you know, specific. It's not like this is how you do it. This is just the situation we're in with the dig. Ideally, we want to be able to, you know, go straight in, but it's not that big a deal. And it is what it is, but just making sure you're using these big 90s to keep the flow. At those sharp 90s, regular 90s, they constrict your flow immensely. So we want to make sure that's done right. And then yeah, we're good. Other than that, that's done. We're just hooking it up here. You know, this thing's not really that complicated. Between the help of our service guy and just experience, we've learned how to plumb these things up really efficiently and to work really well. So, you know, you don't have 6-8 pipes. The only way you do is if you got deck jets and slides and all kinds of stuff like that. But other than that, you know, you're solid. You don't need anything too crazy, you know. You don't need 3 lines for the returns. Making sure everything's 2 inches, not 1.5 inches, and making sure everything's pressure. And you got these sweet 90s. We use, in our couplings, we use bells, which is like a 2-inch. That's like over 2 inches, like 2.5, 3 inches of circumference length here. So it's, you know, really bonded well when he slips that in right here. So that's very important. You know, those details add to the quality of the pool. One more is, look at this coupling, right? Look how big it is. That's over 2 inches. And that's like another, you know, important thing. Most of them are like to here. well, we want to get these extra long ones. You don't need them technically, but we do anyway because we want to be extra, you know, secure in our, and just sleep well, right? Like we did the best that we can, even though, you know, on the 90s it's only 1.5 inches. I wish they were longer, but they're not. So, you know, you do it if you want, but that's what we do, just to kind of add to it and the quality of it. So, you know, people ask me all the time, they're like, you know, what's with the prices, and things are more expensive than other people. And I'm like, well, we do things like this. These details, what makes our pool more expensive, because they're a lot more, they're built way better, they're more quality, everything's more durable. And so we don't like callbacks. We don't like people calling us, telling us something's broke, something ain't running right. And we ensure that by charging people a more than fair price, but also at the top of our market, because we're putting in a top of the line product. And so very important, whatever you're doing, that you apply that, because, you know, I'm not going to compromise on the quality just because someone doesn't want to afford it. All right, little extra here. Part of it, you want to level everything, right? Keep everything the exact same, so you're not coming at angles. And what that does is it ensures a solid fitting. So, you know, if you're trying to go 90, right, and your fitting is like this, well, you're still going 90 here, and it's not going to set right. So you make sure it's level, and that way it goes up and directly over. Makes everything fit better and fit good, and you don't have any problems. All right, to seal that off, it comes with a threaded cap. Did it come with it, or we had to buy one? It came with it, didn't it?
No.
No, it doesn't, does it?
The Fiberglass pools. No, the not pools, yeah.
The other ones do.
Yeah, this one.
Which is weird, you know? It's like, what am I supposed to do with that? So yeah, the fiberglass, because these ones come with the skimmer, the shells do. But we buy the kits from the Superior, you know, like everything comes with it, but just gluing it down. And where everything is sealed up real nice. All you gotta do is hand tighten it, because once it's glued, it's glued. All right, basically what we're doing, I'm gonna square this off the house, and then we're just running these pipes straight up. The concrete will be over here, so they won't be in the concrete 100%. And that's it. That is it for that. Drains, turns, skimmer's done. The conduit we just finished up. We're able to keep, you know, doing this without doing any 45s or any melted bends. Had to tape it up because it was bowed. We didn't want to break the 45 fitting with all the pressure. You know, because I'm going around it like this. You know, normally you want to heat it, but you want to also remember that the more bends you have in it, the harder it is to pull wire. So you can only have, you can't go past a complete, you know, 90 full circle so of bends, which is 4 90s, 360 degrees. So what I do is I just put it below the concrete, the clips, and then that way when it comes, the concrete's going to be up here, it's all nice and straight, and then you're good. But duct taped it. We'll put gravel to support it after, because it's a lot of pressure on those, but it keeps it from doing anything. And then that's it. Plumbing's done. I got it marked, taped around it, marked. And what he did up here is this is all to test it. So we just burn a couple fittings but we'll cut this off later, but he'll put his testing boot on there, and then we'll test the pressure, make sure everything is sealed up properly, and that's it. All right, everyone, that's how you plumb a fiberglass swimming pool. For the most part, it's the same for a vinyl liner, but I'm gonna get a video of that on our next vinyl liner build. But that's it, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It requires, you know, your basic tools and plumbing skills. But for those guys, you know, you guys are plumbers or know how to plumb, you know, this is a good video to show you how the flow works and all that for the most part. So if you guys like the video, comment below questions and subscribe and like the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.